Hello everybody. The Warriors took care of business against a young and undermanned Orlando squad. Andrew Wiggins hit his career high 8 threes in the game. Magic were threatening to make a game of it. They'd cut it to 16, which doesn't sound like a game until you realize they were down by 20-something points not too long ago. But then Wiggins just went on fire and ended the game. This play starts with Steph passing it to Looney, who's going to pass it to Wiggins. As soon as he passes it to Looney, he's then going to point, saying he'll pass it to Wiggins. There's the pass. Then here you'll see Steph point. It goes to Wiggins. This is Franz Wagner, who quite a few people at Dub Nation HQ were pining for the Warriors to draft. He looks like a pretty promising player. On this play, he is trying to do this thing where he steps in to contest the shot and then immediately steps back. And so he does it once, step in, step back, and then he does it again, step in, step back. And so now you've done it twice, the step in, step back. And Wiggins has definitely started to see the pattern, and he's feeling, okay, maybe you're not serious about challenging my three. You don't seem to respect my authority. The next time Wagner steps in, Wiggins feels like, okay, you're not going to actually challenge my shot, so I'm just going to go up. And he shoots it right in his face. Here's the close-up of the little dance where Wagner does not want to contest too close lest Wiggins drive by him. So he's doing this little dance, going in and then stepping back. So Wiggins will help Wagner to be uncertain by taking one jab step in there, which freezes Wagner and then lets Wiggins put it up right in his face. Disgruntled. A couple of plays later, Wiggins, showing some defensive versatility, he picks up the small dribble handoff to Wagner, and Wiggins says, fine, whoever wants to challenge me, I'll take them on. So he just switches right to the bigger Wagner. Looks like a simple wing pick and roll. The Warriors in general have been playing ice defense, and that means that Wiggins really needs to cut off Wagner from taking the screen, because you just want to prevent them from going middle, and you want to force them to go away from the screen, and then you have Kevon Looney, who's dropped back, ready to receive the person away from the screen. So that's ice. So this is a pretty awkward situation for Wiggins. Wiggins tries to beat him to the screen, and on the way he sticks out his hand, gets his hand on the ball. Wagner tries to do a little cheeky crossover away to reject the screen. Ball comes loose. Wiggins has it. Law number 1 of the Warriors jungle is that when a role player gets hot, you just have to keep on force feeding them. And I think that includes Andrew Wiggins. Pretty much if anyone besides Steph gets hot, you just have to start force feeding them. That's law number 1. Law number 2 is if you get the steal or the block, then you get priority in the next shot. You want to get rewarded for it. I'm not sure that's good basketball strategy, but that's good basketball team making. Things look promising here because Steph has come trailing and the Magic did not really match up right in the quick counterattack. So Poole's just going to toss it over to Steph. We're going to need Wagner to bust his butt to get over to cover Steph. That does happen. The trailing man finally catches up. This means that Franz Wagner is there and the trailing man is on Steph. Cole Anthony's in the neighborhood of Poole. They seem to have forgotten about a certain Canadian who just hit a 3 from that exact spot. Steph reads the court really quickly, flings the pass over there. He flings it and then looks away. Here's a close-up. Here's Steph, sees Wiggins, passes it, and then looks away. I don't think that counts officially as a no-look pass, Steph. I'm sorry. Still stylish, though. That's like the walking away with the explosion happening behind you. Wiggins is pretty open right now. Steph continuing to just walk away. Wiggins hits the 3. The Magic do something clever here on the very next play. They run the exact same play, dribble handoff to Franz Wagner, and they have the screen coming over here. So you remember last time, Wagner looked like he was going to take the screen, and Wiggins shot the gap and tried to go. So this time, Wiggins is again leaning as if to meet Wagner at the screen. For some reason, Kevon Looney is up a lot higher. So Wagner just does this little give and go, throws it over, and then back cuts Wiggins. That's really nice. I think Wiggins was thinking this would be some kind of handoff, which would turn into a screen on Wiggins. And so he's trying to cheat a little bit to keep Wagner away, and Wagner just backdoors him. Nice pass. Nice finish. Steph throws it to Wiggins. We're going to counterattack real fast here. This is Otto Porter Jr. We've talked about this before. He's the artiste of the group. He does little delicate 3 darts for picking the petals of the 3-leaf clovers. There he goes. Here's Steph Curry getting subbed out. This is part of Steve Kerr's new plan where they give Steph 2 or 3 minutes of rest in the middle of each quarter so that they can have him for the important beginnings and endings of the quarter. Steph Curry, how are you feeling about the new substitution pattern? It seems like Monsieur is not completely satisfied with the service. Yeah, okay. I'm sure he'll get used to it eventually. This is a play after a time stoppage, so the Warriors always call that play. And it's too bad it's after timeout because this is the famous head tap play that they ran all the time last year for Andrew Wiggins. I did a video specifically about it. Maybe I'll put a link up there. And in one of the videos, you could see them calling it really explicitly as a head tap with a tap on the head. So let's see how the play goes. So Poole feeds this corner. There's all this stuff that happens on top, but that's not very important. I'll just say what it is real fast. So Poole feeds the ball over here, and then the ball comes back across the top. Otto Porter comes out and receives the pass. But that part is actually not as important as what happens when Poole lets go of the ball. This is, in fact, a big theme of Kerr offense. What happens away from the ball is as important or more important than what happens right on the ball. So Poole's going to let go of the ball, and then he's going to come all the way over and set a screen for Wiggins. So Wiggins is here, and his defender will get nailed. And so this gives Wiggins 2 options. He can come across and post up on this block, or he can zipper cut all the way up and get a down screen from Draymond. So those are the 2 options of head tap. Here, Poole tried to get around the backside Wiggins' defender, but Wiggins' defender just walked into the screen, so Poole said, fine, you want to walk into my screen? Have my screen, enjoy it. So Wiggins says, all right, I'm not going that way. So he zippers up. There he goes. Wiggins' man is taking the long way. He's going to come up. And Draymond says, all right, my role is to screen you. So here I come. And there's the down screen. And Wiggins will come up to the top. This defender was more worried about the ball coming to Draymond than anything Draymond's doing. So that leaves Wiggins completely open here. Draymond is nailing this guy with his screen. This defender is not aware that Wiggins is happening. Wiggins, little sidestep to get out of the way of that defender. I believe this is Mo Wagner and this is Franz Wagner. So we have brothers getting screened by Draymond on the same play. Wiggins with a clean 3. Wagner, I think he got called for a moving screen a couple of plays ago, and he's feeling like this screen by Draymond is very handsy. Once this shot goes up, he's going to start looking at the ref and putting his arms up like he's singing an aria in an opera. His brother's going to back him up. Let's see how synchronized they're complaining. Okay, so this is nice. This is excellent complaining by Wagner. The shot is not even halfway to the basket, and he's already complaining about the screen. Here he is in full complain mode. I don't know, you got to catch up to your brother. Okay, there we go. Now you see they're just a little bit off. So now, oh, okay. So Franz was leading the way with his complaining, and Mo not quite synchronized. He's following in. So, but that's also a nice aesthetic effect because you've got Mo complaining up high and Franz complaining down low. So it'll look like they're opposite. It's like it's planned. And nice. I like this follow through. They both are in full I'm going to complain the entire time mode here. Complain. Oh, that's nice. That's very poetic. Franz has got the low, why me? Why have you forsaken me, referee? There's no justice in this world. And Mo has got both hands to his head like God is dead. All right, so that's plenty of drama for 2 brothers there. There's definitely videos out there that document Mo Wagner basically flopping all the time. And so here's Gary Payton II setting a back screen on Mo Wagner, and he's going to hit it, and you're going to see his hands go up. He's just going to start spinning out like he's been hit by a tank shell. You got to be shameless to do that kind of stuff, man. All right, so he recovered from the artillery attack. Good job, Mo. The Magic have decided to switch everything this possession. Otto Porter's going to come through here and switch places with Wiggins, but Hampton is just going to switch over to Porter, and then this defender will switch over to Wiggins. All right, pretty clean switch. Wiggins sends it to Draymond. Dre sees all. I think Draymond immediately recognizes that there's switching happening. So he says, hey, Andrew, I want you to ISO this big guy who's been doing synchronized complaining for the last 3 minutes. So Draymond just walks over and does a little dribble handoff to Wiggins to switch spots with him. And yes, that does force the switch. In fact, Mo Wagner just invites it himself. So there we go. And now Wiggins has an ISO. Gets a little separation with the bump. Goes up, and Mo Wagner taps the elbow real fast and throws off the shot. Poole sees it happen, and he will stick out his hand saying, this is an outrage. Look at that. Look at that. This is an outrage. And the foul is called. It's just hysterical to me that Gary Payton II continues to be placed in the center position in all of these alignments. This is Wendell Carter Jr., who is another person some people had pined for to be traded to the Warriors in the past. So he's lined up with Wendell Carter Jr., and I think GP2 is just too small or something. Like, he doesn't appear on people's radar, and so he's just going to walk around Wendell Carter Jr. Zeke. Sorry, I'm flying too low to the landscape to be detected by your aircraft radar. And he just sneaks in, gets inside position, and grabs this rebound. He does all the little hustle plays all the time. So great extra rebound. Draymond immediately whips it out. The Magic are slightly disorganized right now. They did not fully register Poole here, and we have two men, still Wendell Carter Jr., Mo Wagner. They're both guarding nobody in the paint. So the Warriors are just whipping it around the perimeter, trying to find whoever's open. So there's a kick out. Poole reads this whole play very quickly. He just like a mirror reflecting a laser. And by the time Mo Wagner can mobilize, it's much too late. Boink. The Warriors have to work on their secret codes. Jordan Poole is doing a very secret sign where he's pointing at, of course, it's Andrew Wiggins, and telling Draymond, there's Andrew Wiggins, we got to force feed him again. Draymond's, of course, with the program. He's like, of course, this is rule 1 of the Warriors jungle. So Draymond steps in, sets the pin down for Wiggins. Wiggins attacks the defender in space. This doesn't look that promising right now. Otto Porter Jr. bases out, and Wiggins kicks out, makes the right play, which forces this defender to go hard to Porter. Mo Wagner, possibly thinking about new ways to fall down, does not follow Wiggins as closely as he should, and so Otto Porter says, well, I was going to pass to you anyway, but I can see you're open, so I'm going to really pass it to you. Steph Curry, still emotionally invested in the game. He's pointing at Wiggins, saying, you must pass to Wiggins. And Steph is in towel Jedi mode, so he's got extra Jedi mind powers. So everything's rowing in the same direction. There's a quick pass. Wagner does come out to contest. I think Wiggins can feel a lot of pressure, like the entire bench is literally 1 foot away from him saying, you must shoot, you must shoot. They might be literally saying shoot it, and if they're not literally saying it, then he can definitely feel their psychic vibration. So a little sidestep and the heat check. The heat is on, and that is a nice smile. A little celebration shove. That's what passes for affection in man world. Okay, celebration census. Steph Curry showing the I can't believe what I'm watching pose. Steve Kerr seems to be enjoying Steph's I can't believe what I'm seeing pose. We have 2 Warriors jumping up. I think this is Moody. I can't quite tell who that is. I think this is Kuminga. He's behind in the jumping up, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And as the shot goes up, he starts going into I'm slipping, sliding, I'm a tap dancing, Fred Astaire kind of dance. Nice.